Couple things, right? I have multiple degrees, and my thing is that my proof isn't something that I have to prove to individuals. My proof is already within my credentials, my degrees, and also more than just my titles, it's in how effective I've been. All of my sessions have been live for the most part. My sessions with Nick Cannon, Cam Newton, Shannon Sharp, B. Simone, they have all been for the world to see, right? So no one knew who Dr. Bryant was prior to seeing all of my sessions that were live.
It's not believable that you wrote a dissertation and now have no copies of it anywhere in the world and no way to access it. If you can't show it, if you can't prove you have a doctorate, if you can't provide any evidence, then maybe you should stop saying you have it.
Shout out to Funky Deneva. He drops another one on Grifter Bryant. We ain't gonna call her a doctor around here, but for the video purpose and the context, it's the only way she gets that title. Now, Funky came in hot, y'all, but it's more so of a conclusion. And I think everybody needs to follow in that path of this entire situation. I'll explain it in a hot second.
If it's love, I want everything. Touch my soul, touch my heart, don't judge my mental. They told me that life is simple, been real since Papa Pimple. I started out in the Renault Sonata, the presidential. Speak once and listen twice. They told me that less is simple.
I just wanted to point out real quick, who the hell that is a doctor rocks a chain that says Dr. Cheyenne? I mean, there's anomalies where you see people do this stuff, very rare, but really? That shit is so tacky. Maybe it's just me. All right, y'all. The internet, of course, is not letting this so-called Dr. Cheyenne Bryant situation go. And now Funky is back again with another breakdown after Cheyenne basically doubled down like any grifter would and said she doesn't have to prove anything to anybody regarding her credentials. I mean, the audacity, right? Now listen, this situation is bigger than just one person. Let's make that clear. This opens up a deeper conversation about people faking expertise, expertise online. A lot of you YouTubers, we gonna double back on that later, building entire brands off titles and garnering money, respect, influence, and power, etc., without proper accountability.
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, on the controversy surrounding her doctoral degree, my proof isn't something I have to prove to individuals. And that's all that we needed to hear. I was treading very lightly when it came to my commentary on Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, because for whatever it's worth, I did respect some of the work that she was doing, and I did respect her as an individual. However, I'm not an idiot. I understand human nature very good, and honestly and truthfully, I haven't taken a one psychology class, and from the looks of things, I might have more invisible credit hours in psychology than she does. Because when I went down to Florida State University and got my degree in economics, them people ain't teach me nothing about psychology, but I know enough psychoanalytical stuff in my head with my imaginary credits to know that her behavior and her response is not the behavior and the response of somebody who has a doctoral degree. Let me tell you something. Having a doctorate degree is something that is a very proud accomplishment. Having a master's degree is something of having a very proud accomplishment. Anybody I know who has a doctorate degree or even a master's or even a bachelor's, if they were in her position and somebody was like, girl, you ain't got no degree, they'd be like, girl, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Here go my degree. And the fact that you're doubling down, tripling down, you got this attitude, I ain't got to prove nothing. Yeah, you don't have to prove nothing. But even if you did, the fact of the matter is you can't. Okay, I'm not going to sit up here and spend 20 minutes going in and letting have on her. I'm simply going to say, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, we now have enough information to make whatever decision that we need to make when it comes to your tutelage. You are wrong. Could you imagine Dr. Bryant Cheyenne doing a couples therapy situation and one of the people is wrong and she's trying to get this person to realize the error of their ways and come around to reality and tell the truth about what's going on so they can find healing? Sis, you can't even do that when you afflicted with the same thing. It is beyond obvious that you are lying and deceiving the public. And instead of course correcting, you are doubling down on it and living in the illusion and the cognitive dissonance of it all. And as far as I am concerned, that is a very dangerous attribute to have if you're supposed to be a mental health helper of some sort. it really just invalidates everything that you say you are about, because it really feels like you actually have a bigger problem than the people that you claim you are trying to help. And so that is why it matters, guys. You have to have, in my opinion, a mental health professional that has integrity. And yeah, I'm not going to spend no more time on this. You guys have seen and heard what you need to see and hear to make up your minds about the situation. And unfortunately, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, the court of public opinion has found you guilty of being full of shit.
For gentle adults, especially men. Hold on, everybody. Especially men.
You are a gentle.
God,
you are a very, very.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. That's what we need in the world, is more gentle men who understand.
You're very gentle, and it comes at an angle that doesn't always work for people.
Let's just stop. Let's just stop and go back.
Is this who you want to get?
Teray, first of all, Teray.
Why don't you let me wrap the show? I'm ending the show.
First of all,
what is the point of interrupting me? We're getting out of here. Like, what is the point? What is the point? It says go to host step up.
When you're talking to me, Teray.
What is the point? It says go to host step up.
When you're talking to me, Teray.
What is the point? It says go to host step up.
When you're talking to me, Teray.
What is the point? It says go to host step up.
When you're talking to me, lower your fucking voice when you're talking to me, because you're acting very, very gentle, very soft, and very feminine. And this is the problem. Teray, you talk to your wife like that. You don't talk to me like that. I am not your wife. You don't talk to me like that. I'm not your wife.
Now, as gentle Teray really is, I ain't gonna divulge into that. If you know, you know. Does that excuse this so-called doctor to behave in that way? I mean, folks, there was receipts out there for a while, even before when Corey exposed this woman. There was receipts and examples to show you she doesn't have the decorum, the bearing to be a professional, let alone a doctor. I mean, I'll let y'all judge from that interaction. Let's keep it moving. What's making people upset isn't just the accusations themselves, right? It's the attitude surrounding it. The brazen attitude to really stick your nose up at folks for asking basic questions. Because somebody, who builds a platform using the title doctor, people automatically attach authority, trust, intelligence, credibility to that person. Let's keep it a buck, especially when they're giving life advice, relationship counseling, as she so brazenly does with no experience. Can we make that clear again? Advice on relationships with no documented experience. The celebrity world is a whole nother monster. Keep it there. Had she just made it about the celebrities, I promise you, most folks wouldn't give two fucks. But it's when it starts bleeding into the average world of you being some consultant of the highest order, in this case being a doctor, no credentials presented. This has become something more powerful than proof. If somebody speaks confidently, right, dresses professionally, goes viral, sits on podcasts, gets celebrity cosigns, and has millions of followers, people, unfortunately, like the sheep a lot of y'all are. I mean, no shade, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. People assume legitimacy automatically. I think when you listen to what Funky said, it was powerful with not a very long video he had on the matter this time. It was powerful because we should be treating this situation as such. Something to just let it go. Let it go and fade away, because I promise you, what she has done in terms of doubling down, making everybody else look like haters, etc., you should just let it go. Let her fade away. You'll watch how the numbers drop. She's already lost bookings, etc. Now, I'm never gonna applaud somebody losing out on money. That ain't me. But it's something sweet about watching a grifter get exposed. Yes. We are living in an era where branding can overpower truth. Some people have mastered the art of looking successful instead of actually being qualified. They learn social media psychology. They learn how to sound intelligent. The study, shows that people are looking for viral moments. That's all it is. They understand aesthetics, influence, and emotional manipulation. And once people emotionally connect to them, questioning them suddenly, we're all haters. Now that's dangerous to attack an angle like that. I've said this in the last video I dropped on this several days ago, and others who are more notable have said the same thing, because listen, there are real people who spend years sacrificing to earn degrees, licenses, certifications, professional credibility. There's a lot that is put into that. You understand what I'm saying? Therapists, psychologists, doctors, social workers, these professions which I am in require intense education, supervision, testing, and so on and so on. So when somebody appears to skip past that process while still benefiting from the respect attached to those titles, people are naturally going to ask questions, not because they're jealous, Cheyenne, not because they're haters, Grifter, but because words and titles carry responsibilities. The scary part is social media has made it easier than ever to reinvent yourself into almost anything. On the flip side, it sounds wonderful. But see, you can become a motivational speaker overnight, a guru overnight, a relationship expert, a life coach. And if your content sounds good enough, many people won't even verify your background. Now, whether Dr. Bryant eventually releases proof or not, the internet already has moved on from this conversation. Yeah, you're gonna get videos here and there, even mine, but stick with me. This has now become a conversation about accountability, being authentic, and the culture of manufactured credibility online. And Funky Geneva continuing to press the issues, or rather closing a chapter on it, shows that people are no longer satisfied with surface level branding. People want receipts, yo. But I want to know what y'all think, man. Do public figures who use professional titles owe the public proof of their credentials? Or do you think social media is taking this situation too far? Y'all already know my answer to this, but drop your thoughts in the comments below. I am Meshach, and thank you for tuning in to my channel, Reset with Meshach. Dr. Bryant, or rather Grifter, reset your entire makeup into this world as some guru. You are a shapeshifter that shows her tits, wears tight clothes, no shades to the thoughts out there. But if that's the angle you're going with, say that you're just helping folks out as a regular human being, civilian, if you must say. But this doctor nonsense, I'm loving how it's coming back to bite you in your ass, man. I'ma holla at y'all.